Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. You may be aware that the excellent Turkey himself, Mr. Al Sheikh, has floated the idea of Queensberry versus Matchroom, and apparently Eddie and Frank have signed it. This was done earlier today. We don't know who is going to face who yet. The one that's been floated as a big possibility, although, again, nothing's been finalised, is Anthony Yarde against Callum Smith. And yeah, good fight. You know, Smith obviously wants to get back on the horse, unless he wants to retire. I don't know. He hasn't announced his retirement. We've also got Yarde, who's, hasn't done anything since Beterbiev beat him up. Beterbiev has become the sort of bogeyman for British light heavies. But both of these guys, if they met at a crossroads fight, that would be a good one. I think the one that would headline, the one that I think Frank and Eddie would wave a magic wand over to try and get done, would be Tyson Fury against Joshua. Now, that would be reliant on, Fury has signed for 2 fights with Usyk. So I don't know whether that's feasible. Certainly not this year, but you never know. But it also bears mentioning that the Riyadh season ends in March, or I think it's at the end of March. And during an interview with Boxing News, Frank was asked, can we expect boxing to continue in Saudi Arabia beyond the Riyadh season? And he said, yeah, definitely. This looks like it's going to happen. And I've made videos about, the whole situation with Saudi money and everything. Yeah, I understand it. I understand that this is, it's not going to last, put it that way. It's not going to last. But it does seem that Turkey Al Sheikh is going to continue throwing money at the sport, which I suppose in terms of promotion is a good thing. Like any other economic bubble, when you're vastly overpaying people, it ends up popping. And once it pops, the people who were getting paid hefty money suddenly say, what do you mean you want me to take 20% of what I was getting? No chance. So it becomes more difficult for fights to get made. But this guy with his bottomless pockets is throwing money at the sport. What we'll probably see is, some of the other people who've been mentioned are, this is apart from Yarde and Smith, you've got Daniel Dubois, Fabio Wardley. I don't think Fabio Wardley's actually signed to Matchroom, though. I think he's still managed by Dillian White, but he's kind of worked very, very closely with Matchroom on a fight-by-fight basis. So you could put him in with, I don't know, Moses Atama maybe? Moses Atama, still a kid, but very effective one. Who else have we got? We've got Felix Cash, I think, was one that was mentioned. Mark Chamberlain. There are all these different fighters who the potential matchups can be made. I suppose it depends on what's on the line as well. Are they going to bring titles into the mix? I think that would be a pretty good idea. Maybe having a few British title fights, maybe even European title fights in Saudi. I believe anything. I believe anything now that this is happening. Anything can happen. But it just remains to be seen. But it's good that they've signed. You can argue that Turkey, Al Sheikh's greatest achievement is bringing together Warren and Hearn, who for years and years were insulting each other, and mostly Warren insulting Hearn. And usually it was Warren insulting Hearn and Hearn just taking the piss out of Warren. But that's fine. That's fine. They've got together finally. You put enough money on the table. They do say everybody has their price, up yours, if you know what I mean. So it looks like that's what's happened. They've got together because of the money, because of the opportunities. That's what it's all about, really. But, who would you like to see facing who? Not, again, I repeat, nothing's been finalised, but if you had the magic wand in your hand and you were, throwing your billions around, who would you pick to face who? What do you think would be the best matchups, regardless of whether someone's available, you know, regardless of what else has happened, you know, someone might be injured. Forget all that stuff. If you could just put fighters with other fighters, who would you pick? Let me know. Leave your comments below. I'm eager to read them. So yeah, it's been signed. There's a picture of you know, the excellent turkey in the middle with Frank and Eddie flanking him, and then there's another picture of Frank and Eddie shaking hands. Wouldn't have thought we'd see that a couple of years ago, but that's what they're doing. So let me know what you think. Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.